Situation report. That's all the wiring that's left for the back. That's all you need for your lights, basically. Looks a bit more messy over there, but we will clear that up. So that'll me just loom taping a little bit to tidy it up. Frustrating thing is we're left with one wire on this plug. So need to work out, well, I have a feeling that's a feed for the fuel pump, which we don't need at the moment, but we might need later on. So we'll see about that. For now, obviously, we'll check that out, make sure it's okay without it, and then we can remove that, because there's a whole loom connected to it, which we can get rid of. This still looks like a mess, obviously, but what's kind of interesting to find out is that this whole bit here isn't needed. As the many things we've removed, windows, central locking, blah blah blah, so we don't need that. So it still looks a bit of a mess, but we have removed a whole chunk of stuff, which is, well, fill the bin again, and a whole chunk of wiring again. And there's a fair bit of wiring in that. There's a massive chunk of it still to come out. And even when we have thinned this out, bear in mind it goes all the way around there, we hopefully, I'm going to run it straight up there and shorten the loom as well, because it's just going to have loops of loom. That's the idea anyway. Now that's our final look. We've got a little filter in there, that'll be our intake. That's our block for air conditioning, block for phase 3, our current matrix situation. Won't stay like that. I'd love a little box which just took an air intake and either blew it out cold or hot up to the windscreen, basically, and the feet. That'll do it. So I might modify the phase 1 box to just do that, because I don't need all the other functions. And then we'll start thinning these down. Are we getting there? Slowly. We're getting there. Hello folks. So you join me on the big loom day. We've managed to reduce the rear loom to just one plug, which is really handy. I have a feeling we're going to have at least a metre spare of wire, but we can shorten that at a later date. The important thing is we're down to just one plug. It's for everything from, well, from there back. That's interesting, isn't it? So I had fun doing that. That's tidied up a little bit around the back, just an earth to shorten as well. We've got an earth going miles for some stupid reason, which leaves us with this whole plug here, which is now useless, and this whole section here, which is useless as well. So we need to do something with that. A few other things we'll need to do. No dimmer switch, so we'll need to solder that across. A few other things to lose. We can lose a lot of it. Let's get going. I stopped the time lapse because it was boring. It was boring me. Goodness knows what it looked like on time lapse, so I'm cutting that short. This is where we're at tonight. It's obviously got dark and cold, so I'm calling it quits for today. Haven't spent any money on modding anything. There's a lot of time involved. I know it looks a bit of a hash at the moment. Temporary bracket. I'm going to make a better bracket to hold the fuse box up there, so it's out the way of feet, etc., which is really useful. Thank you, Ziggy. I haven't yet fixed this either, because what the intention is, now there's no cowling, I want to bring it forward. You can't see it very easily, but I want to bring it forward about 2 inches, because then with the steering wheel, so far you have to lean forward to reach, and obviously with the harnesses that's even harder now, so I need to be able to get it with my fingers. I'm also going to bring the hazard switch. There was a gap there already for the cowling, so I'm going to cut that slot a bit more and have the hazard switch right there. And then hopefully we can have a couple of switches just above here somewhere, just for coolant fans and heating fans, and that's basically going to be it. Minimal amount of switches possible. Everything's still working. We had a bit of issues earlier, but I'd forgotten an earth. Spent ages testing everything, and it was just an earth. So it's looking good. It's pretty sparse in here, but it's pretty light, and still got a bit of wire to go there. We can shorten that, obviously, and there's still a bit of wire in the boot to do. But despite all that, we still have. Well, I thought one box would be enough, and I haven't done the engine bay loom yet. It's incredible. So we've got plenty to come out, because engine bay loom needs a lot of stripping too. So we're mid-stage 2 still in the wiring situation. Interior is almost stripped. There might be some things to finish off. There is a heater box to go in, very sort of half-cut one, and that's it. Interior done. And then we can move on to stage 3, which is the exterior, which I've made a bit of a jump on with the new wheels, but that's it. And situation report on the arches. Well, quite a laughable gap, really. Bear in mind, they used to sit about here, literally just above the tyre. And I mean, that's a couple of inches, quite amazing. And there's still a lot to come off yet. So hopeful, very hopeful, for even more weight. Who knows? Maybe a ton is possible, I don't know. We'll soon see. Keep tuned. Stay tuned. Keep watching. Do all of those things. But if you didn't enjoy this video, don't do any of those things. And go and watch some kitten fall off the table. Just while I'm in this stage of stripping stuff, I'm just sorting out a few problems at the same time. Well, it's not a problem really, it's just an issue I've faced. This is where the wiper stalk system all sits, etc. And when you've got steering wheel, whether it's a deep dish steering wheel or just like not a great fan of the deep dish, so flat dish but with a longer, whatever you call those, I'm tired today. Anyway, it's a long way to reach, so when you're driving you can barely reach, especially if you've got smaller hands, and my wife driving, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it up. Now I thought about putting some spacers in, and then it suddenly occurred to me that the plate that holds that on is just welded with a couple of welds under there. So I'm going to grind those off, move the plate up to here, and tack weld it back in. And then it'll be right in the right position. Seems simple enough. How hard can it be? There we have it. I think that's sort of stage 2 kind of done. I still need a manual door winder for the driver's side. So I've just put just a little bracket there for now to have that done. So we've got a winder the other side, but we need a winder this side really, so I can, well, it's not a problem now, but it's going to get warm soon. Otherwise, new steering wheel in. We've moved the controls up and moved the hazard switch to the top there. I'm going to make a little bracket for that, but at the moment I need a non-auto wiper stalk as well. And that's not exactly permanent, as you can see. I'm either going to do a cut dash here, which might be useful because of course you get reflections, just the top half, and then I can mount all my gauges to that. I think that's probably what's going to happen, and there is a heater box to go in. But as far as stripping's concerned, it's pretty good. We got rid of the sun visors and I put a sun strip in, but I put it on. I know it's not very good. It's the first time I've ever done one of those. I hate the things, but it's not on the outside. I can't stand on the outside, so I put them on the inside. So no need for sun visors. The back's completely stripped out now. All that loom's gone. That's the only loom we need left. We do still have a loom here, which I don't know if you can see it. It is there for towing purposes, because I still will tow it. That will go, but that'll be explained in the next stage. Otherwise, it's all stripped out. Stage 2 finished. So keep watching for stage 3.